we learned about a tragic slaughter in Nigeria. It took the lives of more than 200 Christians. Unbelievable. And unfortunately, this is just a drop in the bucket for the likes of Muslim extremist groups like Boko Haram, which often targets and kills and kidnaps Christians in that nation. But because of this, organizations, including FRC, were trying to press President Trump to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, or CPC. So what does that mean, and what will it take for this to happen? Well, to discuss this is Arielle Del Turco. She's the director of the Center for Religious Liberty here at the Family Research Council. Arielle, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be with you, Jody.
All right, so this most recent attack, yet just a horrible slaughter against a Christian community in Nigeria, so troubling as we hear about this. Can you kind of give us a quick overview of what religious freedom conditions overall are like in Nigeria?
Absolutely. So this attack that you're referring to took place on June 13th, and right now the death count is 218 people. We expect that to actually rise as people are sadly passing away from their injuries. What happened in this town was that a group of militants from the Fulani tribe basically came into this town that was 95% Christian and burned homes, slaughtered people in just brutal ways. And this incident is getting a little bit more international attention than usual. I think just because of the area it was located in and the available how journalists were able to access it and take pictures and speak to people right away. So that's encouraging. But I think this attack just demonstrates the many attacks that happen across these rural communities in Nigeria that are mainly Christian, where they are ruthlessly targeted for attack, and the Nigerian government just isn't doing enough to protect them. So we think this incident now, it's the right time for the U.S. government to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And I think there's the political will to get it done this year.
Okay, so this labeling, a CPC, a country of political concern, for those who are unfamiliar with that, tell us what that means and how in the world would that redesignation potentially help the situation overall?
Yeah, so this is a little bit policy wonky maybe for some of our audience, but we know our audience loves to follow the details. The country of particular concern designation is one of the mechanisms that the State Department has to address persecution around the world. This designation has been around since 1998 with the International Religious Freedom Act, and basically it's a label for the worst countries in the world who violate religious freedom. It's intended for countries that either commit or tolerate particularly egregious violations of religious freedom. And we believe that Nigeria fits that criteria because they, unfortunately, are tolerating these attacks. Time and again, Christians and Christian communities are begging the Nigerian government for protection, for security, to go after these terrorists who have committed murder and acts of violence against them. In the Nigerian government, we believe has the capability to do this, but they simply refuse to. So that is tolerating severe violations of religious freedom. So they deserve this designation, and it's really a label that will shame them. They have resisted this label in the past very firmly. So it's something that maybe the American people don't always pay close attention to, but these countries that get this country of particular concern designation, they really don't want it, so it is effective.
Okay, so why hasn't this already happened, Arielle? I mean, there's been religious freedom conditions and concerns in Nigeria for a long time. Why has this not already taken place, the CPC designation? Or is it that they just haven't reached that level of concern until just recently?
Yeah, this is a great question, Jody. So over the past few decades, thousands, tens of thousands of Christians have been killed in this way. So this has been a problem country for a really long time. However, we have seen a lot of resistance in the State Department to designating Nigeria a country of particular concern, and they have a lot of excuses for that, including maintaining relations with the Nigerian government. They'll talk about security issues. They'll maybe deny that religious freedom is the main problem here. However, when terrorists are rampaging your village, shouting Allahu Akbar, it's hard to take that as not a violation of religious freedom. So there's a lot of excuses. The Trump administration, thankfully, did manage in their very last year in office in the first term, they managed to designate Nigeria a country of particular concern. And of course, when the Biden administration came in, the very first year that they were redesignating these countries, Nigeria was removed from the list. And actually, just a few days after that, Secretary of State Blinken went to visit the Nigerian president at the time. So
Right.
activists kind of saw a connection there. But we believe that the Trump administration has the political will to redesignate Nigeria, even though it is a heavy lift. So we're looking forward to that.
Arielle Del Turco, thank you so much for this update. A disturbing and important topic all the way.